Good morning, Gamecock fans. Yes, it is National Signing Day for college football. South Carolina's biggest recruit, Darius Gray, will be signing today, we hope, for the 2026 class. Offensive lineman, something needed very badly at South Carolina. Big day for all of college football and these college football teams, and a big day for these high school kids. And you want to say congratulations to them. They're heading off to the school school of their dreams, or the school that paid them the most. Either way, they know that big check's coming, and congratulations, young men, on your future and getting out there playing some ball, making some money. I want to talk a little bit about, the South Carolina offensive coordinator search. Not much news coming out. There's been some names thrown around. John David Baker from ECU was kind of thrown around. Thought that might just be some people throwing names out. Lane Kiffin makes a disaster out of his leaving Ole Miss, so now John David Baker's rumored to maybe be going back to Ole Miss now that Kiffin's gone. Charlie Weiss Jr. is going to coach out through the playoffs as the offensive coordinator. But then Pete Golden, who's taking over as head coach, is going to need offensive coordinator. And since John David Baker was out there, has a relationship with administration and Pete Golding, just makes sense to me that they would be in the conversation. Where does that leave South Carolina? Who knows? There's some talk about the ODU offensive coordinator, some talk about Virginia Tech may be interested in him. So, I don't know. My fear is, and we did a video on this a couple weeks ago, and I hate bringing y'all driving videos. I've just been really, really busy, and this is the only opportunity I've had to sit down and talk, and it's while I'm driving. So, but back to the Gamecocks. Oh yeah, don't forget, please like and subscribe. Enjoyed conversations with all you guys, but kind of been on the X thing, hitting a little conversations with some more Gamecock fans. Just talking about, some more names, potential candidates for South Carolina, but nothing's officially come out from anything around the university. Probably won't be talked about. Beamer has a press conference today at 2 o'clock. Will he announce an offensive coordinator? Maybe they have someone that just hadn't got out yet. Or is it just about all the kids that, signed today with the University of South Carolina? Because he can finally talk about them now. Until they're on the paper, you can't talk about a recruit, right? That signature's got to be on the paper first. Surprising news this week. Mark Stoops getting fired. So now basically everybody that was in the bottom half of the SEC fired their coaches except for South Carolina. Will Stein, offensive coordinator from Oregon, coming all the way back across the country to take over as head coach for Kentucky. Interesting, Alex Golish, who was rumored to Arkansas, didn't know that didn't go. Auburn stepped in, took him after rumors that DJ Durkin just may take over as head coach at Auburn. So a lot of names got bounced around. Like I said, we talked about it a couple weeks ago. We knew there was another bloody Sunday coming once the rivalry games was over with, regular season was over with. And we also talked about how hard it would be to find an offensive coordinator with all these other moves that were going to happen. People always say, well, it's hard to find a head coach. It's the wrong year to find a head coach because of all the openings that were out there. And like, those same openings are going to need offensive coordinators. So, whoever fills that as a head coach is going to be looking at offensive coordinators. So you're still limited when you're looking for a coach. Now, South Carolina probably needs more than one coach. Do they look for an O-line coach, tight end coach, Sean Elliott's stamp? I don't know. Sean Elliott's had 5 weeks with the O-line. We saw in the Clemson game, I don't know how much those guys improved. Is it the coaching? Is it just the guys themselves? I said something about strength and conditioning. Some people don't agree with that. I don't know. The guys just got pushed around by 3 defenders again. And there's no way 5 offensive linemen that are well over 300 pounds should be getting their doo-doo pushed in by 3 defensive linemen. 2 of which are defensive ends that aren't even big, huge guys. You know? So, I don't know. I don't know. Some changes need to be made. Beamer told the SEC crew that was covering the game that he was willing to do whatever it takes, make the hard decisions to make this football team better. Now that signing day is over with, you would think more things will shake loose just because of the fact maybe you don't want to make coaching changes with signing day coming up. It don't really matter with the kids anymore, because if their position coach leaves or is fired after signing day, they get a free out. They can move on and go somewhere else. So all that, you know, just because they sign, you think you got them locked in. Not true. Great for Vanderbilt. Got a 5-star quarterback, Jared Curtis, who was around South Carolina for a little while during the season. Then he committed to Georgia. Now he flips from Georgia to Vanderbilt. Amazing season for Vanderbilt. Congratulations to the Commodore fans. Sounds like they're going to get a New Year's 6 bowl game and not get the playoffs. Would have been fun to watch them play some of these other teams that everybody thinks is so great. I think Vandy could have beat some of these playoff boys. But this way the cookie crumbles. South Carolina fans, we know how that feels from last year. And then, well, this year, it kind of, no playoffs for South Carolina. 2026, though, Shane Beamer promises. On Tuesday night next year, when they're calling out the names of the teams that's going to be in the playoffs, South Carolina will be one of those teams. Man made a promise, so we hold him to the promise, right? Don't make promises you can't keep. You know, don't give me the engagement ring unless you're planning on marrying me there. Anyway, but yeah, it's gonna be an interesting search. Just wanted to holler at everybody, tell everybody how much I appreciate it. We're about 18 people away now from hitting that big first 1,000, and then we're on the 10,000 and 100,000 over here. Can I find 100,000 Gamecocks or fans of other football teams? Even you, Tennessee, I know y'all like to come in and troll a little bit. Y'all ain't got much to troll about this year, so you can come over here on the We Sink Our Head in the Sorrow channel this year after getting waxed by Vanderbilt last weekend. Kentucky got waxed by Louisville. How about Penn State getting a screw job, right? Jimmy Sexton, agent, just beefing up what's his name? Sataki, the guy from out there at BYU. Interested in the Penn State job, having conversations with Penn State. Oh no, here comes BYU back with a large offer to keep him at BYU. Penn State fires James Franklin, and it's just been a spiral down the hill to figure out who their coach is going to be. So maybe, I don't know, where's Penn State go? Probably an NFL guy. I just have a feeling that it's getting to the point now with the college coaches that's out there. I don't see any of the bigger name coaches, someone that would satisfy Penn State, still available. So you may see an NFL coach up in Happy Valley for Penn State. Still a lot of coaching, carousel stuff, offense coordinators and stuff. A lot of staffs getting built, so there'll be a lot of movement after today. Once these kids are signed, I expect to see more changes in names of coaches that are headed off or into programs. But anyway, I got to get out of here and get to work. Like I said, I always appreciate all you guys coming in, hanging around. Like I said, this journey is just getting started. We're going to talk playoffs. We'll talk about more college football teams. Who deserves to be in the playoffs? Who's getting left out? Sounds like Texas is out. Sounds like Vanderbilt's out as far as SEC teams. Anybody else going to get the screw job? Is the ACC even going to have a team in the playoffs? Could be 2 G5 schools. Anyway, you guys have a safe, wonderful rest of your hump day. And Rooster's out. Peace.